Did you know there's a Voodoo shrine in the heart of Accra? This is African Magic Temple, a Voodoo shrine led by Bokor Christopher Voncujovi, a renowned Voodoo and Afa priest who also happens to be an OG international magician from Hohwe, Ghana. He has performed across Asia and Africa, entertaining and inspiring tens of thousands with the joy and wonders of magic. In 2007, along with his family, he dazzled an audience filled with African presidents and world leaders during the African Union Summit in Accra.
These are needles. 5 needles. Please, those at home, nobody should try this because it's a very dangerous magic.
Show it to the camera.
This is a string, a thread.
Yes.
For over 30 years, AMT has safeguarded and educated the world about authentic West African spiritual traditions rooted in Ewe Vodu and Afa. Through thousands of hours of online content, AMT has made Voodoo knowledge and practice more accessible while redefining the global narrative around the practice. We provide spiritual consultations, ancestral feeding rituals to honor your ancestors and empower yourself, as well as a range of various initiations. Every year, AMT welcomes and supports practitioners and knowledge seekers from all walks of life on their journey to connecting and learning more about indigenous African spiritual practices, heritage, and philosophy. Through interactive and experiential shrine tours, AMT has hosted visitors from across the world, including groups from NYU's Public Health Masters Program and Birthright Africa, a diaspora organization based in the US. We are even working with the University of Bremen in Germany to repatriate stolen Voodoo from the colonial period. And yes, we did speak with the Voodoo through an Afa divination, and they are very much alive. African Magic Temple isn't just a shrine. It's a living bridge between past, present, and future, and is undoubtedly a powerful pillar for cultural tourism in Ghana.
Let's go live. Open the microphone. Let's go live.
Yes, please. It's open.
Is the mic open?
Yes, please.
What about here?
Yes, please.
It's also open.
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you all very much, and good evening to all of you. Are we saying in the evening? No, we're in the morning.
Yes, please. Morning.
We are already after 12.
Yes.
Good morning to all of you out there, and good evening, and also good afternoon to wherever you may be at this very precious moment. Thank you. This is Africa Magic Temple midweek live streaming with me, Bokor, Christopher Voncujovi, and the AMT team. We are very grateful that you are here. And we will just pour libation, and then we start the whole question and answer. I don't see so many people here yet. Or people are there, but they're not showing. We have people. If you are here, please, if people are here, please send in your messages, your comments, and your greetings. We are here to do this together. Thank you all very much. We should also, I was re-listening to Tuji yesterday on the cassette. He said, Ambochi, she doesn't touch it.
Okay.
And I think I have never given application before. I don't remember giving application to it. Even though we collect application as a listen better, we don't give it application. We said that application doesn't come. We shouldn't touch it at all. And I was again listening to how to get the soul of somebody who is dying. And I actually asked very specific questions on which part to start, how to start it, and he gave me everything. This was somewhere in 2005, so a long time. But then I realized, and that was the time that Gasco was dying at the hospital in Trafalgar. So we had to go get his soul to bring back, and then all was there on that cassette. Very, 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 very interesting. I need to transfer it into digital so that it can be there forever, and all of you will know the process of when someone is at the point of death, how to go and get his soul, bring back, and the person will live, just like how Gasco is being living now. I say from 2005 to now it's about
205 to 2026, about 20 plus years. We're in 2026, so 21,
24 years.
Yeah.
205, right?
Yes, please.
And minus, that's about 21 years ago. Serum is 22 now.
It's about 20 plus years.
It's about 21 years ago. And he's still alive and very strong. 21 years ago. We did well. It was somewhere in May.
Our gospel?
Yeah, in May 2005. Yeah. Which is very interesting. Anyway, let me go. So I go manga, so Boli Samadu, I go manga, Kitty Katamadu, I go manga, I say Jota, say Nano, I say Terana, woman of heavy, Documa Heavy. Woman of heavy, maybe I don't Documa Heavy, when I Documa Heavy, maybe I know woman of heavy, when I say my own Duaku. We actually have for our person before I should be taken and Duaku. The Braxis, and as you have to put Duaku, you have to direct away in Kuna. Who will verse or come here. Ema yo miano zo jie anyi zo kakachi kazi bali andre na la famenya ngomina kwilu na bali juru hono me yora tekelo wenya ingba ma fula fa play ingba ma jodi ka wenya bali me ma teku etega oh me yo akain bichi fa kain mo ni wa kain je fa wa kain buzu wa kain fo wa kain mo wa kain tu wa kain ma ni ata wa kain wa kain bali ba vi na ba haja doro ako bra ba ndo je fi to baso to do je ya me nda ho ba bi wa ka ko ko zangu même que il y a fait mes rencontres Go yes that the person but on the pede to look at him the way you made a quail Havana to your Eme yo job bata job ku afoka me wala ma dichi mo bo Voodoo mo bere ku ator from job nyo ye job nyo to ya mo ju to an kware pe ben ni le pe mo to ba jo tu so pe bu no ta pe ka job bata be la ti job ba jo ni job bata o pe fia job bata patrona me be da mo lo abi fa be ri di na job bata na pe ya ajo lo job bata yin ya te pe me yo lo mo si no bo jiri to be de ta ba pe ti so bo lu ajima o gboju pe o do ja lo pe come valentine fa family ba lo jo na pe fu I go support them. I think you're going to be and bring the camera. I look too small in the camera. Please, either you zoom it in or bring it closer. It doesn't look. It looks too far away. Fokema bo bo chi bo video ba bere ko ator fo fo job no to ya mo ju to an kware ko ni le no to ba ti so ko bo na ti per ka job mata le ya ti bomba di ni job mata pe fi job mata mo trona mo be da mo bi fa gbe le di na job mata na fi mi a job lo job mata ni ya to fe mo yo lo be si no bo ji to ta me de ta pa pe lu ti su bo lu wa ji ma bo di ko do ja ko me vale ti fa me va lo jo na pe fu ago sapate na yo Tigiri me yo kulo me yo lafi me yo me just say get that papa say it's to be the ba ha me yo brahini bo chi be foli ko mo na ke go mi ko che kuna ko na ga pa yo ni kuna ta bueno kutu mo na fana me yo ta me yo to ko se poco aku yo no ni me ya ko so ha go ta bueno me yo kutu mo na fana yo fo ni ko ke tas nya mo si fosi jam ko so abra cobra mama yo ba de ba to nya ko kofi to nya ko bia mensa mama ni ndore pe ngba pe kutu bana fana ni yo pe ni Celestine ba ko bia Catherine ko bia fo ya se second fo ya ba na ko bia kutu bana fana ni yo ya me yo ya so ra un ba chi chi fe ko bia sisi ya pe na ka pe ni sa kutu bana fana ni we yo me da pe te ya me yo awuna tuji ba ko tuji to tuji me yora to kini hasa ko ja para so ba ko kutu bana fana yo kwa da fi so fa wu abovi ba ko afacha ajoge hono le va pa hono le gbe ya da to ba ma se kutu bana fana ya to ya ni tu le jita to ba Abraham ji be no cha to be fi ato si mo ka bi abenya si kutu bana fana ni ya me yo Daniel vi ko mara baro ya ma ko kuwa na to ya kai na kutu bana fana happy ko sa ba ji kutu bana fana ni Harrison George Ajobi kutu mo na fana ni mayo tabo ko kwa bi Ajobi kutu mo na fana boko ko na azma abovi kutu mo na fana ni opete yo Ruben akoba Ruben ko na akobia yo Benis ya sense Trevi view Brian view bete view hover view bete boy jimena batu na ngwate shi mate tilo kapeta ro bete kutuma na fana ni speakers ro view kaka kutuma na fana ni ya me yo abochi sakra kama chapa be ko to polido ko kuma ko be to be wale ya jofran tamani ko ni singra ko fito ya ba ko to ko fito ko fito ya tra kable go digo yo me bete hala matahala yo me yo abla woli kule ko azale ko yo me bete sasa lo beta ba ko aduru kuma yo ya betelo dagbera jima yo mi na masesa ndime yo mi dagbe jima yo mi ko gbe jima yo mi yo ko go ko tichi ya mi yo to be do mi to be chuma ya mi yo na go to na sako de gbere mi na ngolo ho ko ira kaka yo dainga bo dainga do dainga ti go mi da mani le zema da na maza ba ma kale me yo mi da kaka da na masesa ba be di lo ngo be asinendi don't ever kama na family no agba na fana na sia na kekele ni hapo gbere mi amri ko tabu mama ni ko mona milo ko mona na sia ni abagba ko kama lo mo na ni sia me yo afana go no afagbo ma je so ko to to so le meta agba ya ti me yo ko le meji ku meji o le meji ti meji lo so meji ma le meji abla meji akla meji du meji sa meji kameji tu meji tu la meji le meji che meji ko che tu la kreba bi ko kwa tabale ko me tabale ngale ma ko ne dilo go ya me yo God bless you to no pe mi ha Tawe ahubato, tayo me abeji, abeji me yomi do la masese ji me yomi, abeji me yomi do, kobo yi ji me yomi do. Ese me ne fan mi no lo, mi awele emile. Mi ama no me, mi menya ndoko ju ko mi amenyo atata, mi awe bete che mi adekbe me na pusia. Mi we me de ka ko che mi de, mi dekbe me na pu ko na. Okay, so here we are here today. It's Thursday. Of course, this is a midweek Wednesday, but we have already entered into Thursday morning. So good morning to you all from Accra, Ghana, Africa Magic Temple. Bokor, this camera is not in the. I want it to be centered on me, not only the items that are here. Of course, the items need to show, but yes, maybe a little bit of, no, it's not showing yet. Maybe bringing these things back will give your camera more look at it. That is sure now.
Yes,
Yes. Okay. So we will start with TikTok. We have still it's tilting. Why would you use the gimbal, or the gimbal will not catch it rather? Or is it difficult for the gimbal to hold it?
Oh,
Right?
it's
Okay. Well, if this is fine, but it should be able to be straight so that you can see all the items on the table. If you put it into the gimbal, can you see all the items on the table?
yeah.
If you tell me like that, people, it will look different for them. Let it see. Okay, maybe much better. Yeah. What about the power in the camera? Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll start from the top here. We have a Fia Suite number 2. Say good evening, Papa. Hello, Fia Suite. How are you? Thank you very much for joining. I hope you and your loved ones are doing well. How is Kofi? I hope he is doing well. Thank you very much for joining. And then we have Baba Ali saying hello. Hello, Baba Ali. How are you? Thank you very much for joining. Good morning to you. And then we have Tilly Bai saying Papa One. Hello, Yaira. I hope you are doing well. Thank you very much for joining this time. I thought you'll be sleeping by now. Anyway, thank you for joining. I hope everybody is fine. Thank you. And then we have Sumai saying, pray for me, boss. Hello, Sumai. Thank you very much. We are praying for all of you. Thank you very much. And then at Mubarak Banks, he said, it's okay. We are very grateful, Mubarak Banks. I hope you are doing well. Good morning to you from Africa Magic Temple. And then Mohammed Rahman saying, hi. Hello, Mohammed Rahman. How are you? Thank you very much for joining this morning's show. I hope you are doing well. My regards to your loved ones. And then Mohammed Rahman is Mubarak Banks is better now. Thank you very much. And then Mohammed remove the distance from the cursor is holding the cover. So Muhammad Rahman, he said, how are you? Muhammad, I'm doing well, and how are you too? Hope everybody is fine. And then we have Al-Albila, say good evening, Papa. Hello, Al-Albila. Thank you very much. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Thank you all very much for being here this evening or this morning. It looks dark, so we would think that it's evening, but it's actually morning time. Thank you all very much for being here. Please send in your questions, your comments, your greetings. We are all here. And then we have Mansa Musa also joining us. Hello, Mansa Musa. Good morning to you from Africa Magic Temple, and I hope you are doing. Say greetings, Papa. Greetings to you too. Thank you very much for joining. And please send in your questions, whatever is bothering you about our African traditional spirituality, which belongs to us, is our own. So whatever gives you misunderstanding or misconception or whatever it is, we are here to demystify that understanding that the black man has nothing than the devil, which is very, very, very wrong. So we are here. So please bring in your questions, and I am here to try to demystify that for you. I'm grateful that you are all here this morning. And then we have Baby Doll saying good morning, Daddy. Hello, Baby Doll. Thank you very much for joining. Good morning to you. I hope you are doing well. And then Jazz Ways Vegas is saying morning, sir. Hello, morning to you, Jazz Way Vegas. Hope you are doing well. Good morning to you. Yeah. So please send in your questions and everything. And then any Gaga say good morning, sir. Good morning to you, any Gaga. How are you? Hope you and your loved ones are fine. Thank you very much. I will start with. You have some question to ask? No. You don't want to ask? Okay, I will start with this question that people are always asking me. It's a question of people ask me that when we ask you to do a work for us, how soon and how quick can you give us a time frame that you think the work will materialize into positivity for us, or we'll get the result of the work? And I always give this answer that I am not God and I am not spirit. I am as human being as any of you that are out there. The only difference that may be between myself and you people may be, maybe you are a woman and I am a man, or maybe because you are a man and I am a man. This is the differences we have. We are all humans. The only thing I know is that I am able to connect with spirits, invisible entities, and be able to work with them and partner with them and be able to do things on the physical plane for them to continue doing it on the spiritual plane or the psychic plane. Sorry for the noises coming from the next door. So I cannot control it. It will stop after some time. So when you ask me how quick or how many days or what is the time frame, I cannot give you any time frame, because what I do is the spirits give me direction on what to do. And once I do it, I leave it to the spirit world and I leave it to nature. And most of the time, the nature takes its time to heal, to create if there's something going on. You cannot do like a snap of a finger and then the thing will just change. Whoever said so that they can do that, you must be very careful that it is not true. Because spirits are in nature, or they are part of nature, and they are the ones who will work on nature's time. Like planting a corn today, no matter how hungry you are, if you plant the corn, it cannot grow that very day for you to eat. But when you nurture it, you give it water, and you remove weed or things that will disturb the plant. With time, within 90 days, which is roughly 3 months, your corn will grow, have corn cobs, and you will be able to harvest that corn and be able to eat. That is nature's time. It's just the same like you are seriously sick and you go to see a doctor. Of course, if you are in pain, the doctor will give you some pain reliever, and that pain reliever will also take some few minutes before it starts working on your brain nerves to cool down whatever pain you are feeling. And the painkiller is only a painkiller once its time waits off, the pain returns, unless you take another painkiller. However, the doctor will give you medication which will start healing. The doctor will give you other medications which will start healing your body from inside, and with nature's time, maybe 7 days, maybe they will say take it for 1 month, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. Within that time, whatever sickness or challenges you are having with your health, it will slowly start healing. So it is also with spiritual things. When you come, I don't know, I am very kind, this and that, but the oracle is saying that you are stingy, so you should be kind. But the person will say, no, I am not stingy. Under normal circumstances, once the work is done, no matter what, the results will come out, and there will be positive results. So I'm not God, I'm not spirit. I am only working with spirits. Thank you all very much for listening to that. And then we go back on to TikTok. We have and I think there's nobody here. We have gone with this one. Okay, we have Bob McLeary. He say, Papa, which items are displayed for us on the table, and what's the process of getting one? Okay, Bob, we were just talking about you and Lynette. We were just discussing, because I saw Lynette came at the top water, I don't know, before, but she left. We were just discussing you, and now you are here. Thank you very much. The material, move it, who changed it? Yes, that's on Facebook, African Magic Temple. Yes, on African Magic Temple. So, Bob, what you are seeing on the table are Akain's soap, and also incense, and then Akain's oil in this bottle and container. The soap is an aura enhancement soap that you will use it whenever you are going to some place, so that people can look at you in a more positive way. People can accept you in a more positive way. So it's an aura enhancement soap. The what do you call it? The incense is what I was burning earlier. It's also in there to this incense. You just put a little bit like this, and then it starts burning, and it cleanses the environment, and also cleanse the faces of your spirits or your spiritual items, and give them sharpness so that they can be able to see well, or and it, of course, it also cleanses you and cleanses the environment, your spiritual things, and it brings, when you are doing it, you make affirmation, and it brings good things to you. And then this one, the bottle is the Akai's attraction oil. And of course, this is Akai themselves here. I brought them to the table today. And these are spirits that I have worked with, and entities and deities that I have worked with for many years. So those are the things here. And how do you get them? I have already shipped them to the US. They are in the US, in Washington State, right? They are already there with my son. And once you place order, my son will ship it to wherever you are in the States or wherever you are in the world. So the set package is going for $75 plus shipping, because we don't know where people may ask for it, so we cannot put the shipping charges on it. So if you are in UK and you order it, then the shipping charges will be coming from the US to the UK. If you are in South Africa, or you are in Japan, or you are in South Korea, or in Australia, then the shipping charge will be added to the $75. If you are in Africa, anywhere in Africa, it can also be shipped to you, plus the shipping charges. So that is it. So when you place order, send order, you send money to me. We give the order, you send us your address and everything, and it will be shipped to you. So these are the things that are on the table. Thank you very much, Bob McLaurin, for this. Thank you. I hope you and Bokor and Mamisi Lynette, you are all doing well. Thank you all very much. Let's continue loading. The rain is disturbing the which Wi-Fi? The Starlink rather is having problem
because of the
rain. And then if the Starlink is having problem, then MTA will work better.
I'm using the use it as a backup.
Okay. So what I was saying, were people hearing it?
It's just that I think because of the weather, it's not carrying all of the load easily.
Okay. Yeah, the mic, one mic is here, that's what I'm using. Where is the other one? Connect it. Is it on? Okay. Yeah. Good evening, good morning. Yeah.
I have a question about Voodoos.
Yeah.
Are Voodoos made or are they discovered?
Okay. That's a very good question. Voodoos are not made. They are discovered. Why are they not made and they are discovered? It's just like the internet. The information highway, as it was called in the beginning. I think it's still sometimes people use it. Information highway, and then the word internet came to supplement that information highway. A long time ago, my friend, he's no more alive now, when he told me he was studying artificial intelligence. That time, this AI hasn't come. It was there, that it was very minimal, and we were in Japan and he was studying artificial intelligence. And first, I was wondering, what is artificial intelligence? That's how it was called in those days, in the 90s or 80s. The artificial intelligence, he was still learning artificial intelligence. Today, artificial intelligence become everything. Everybody say AI. So all these things had been there long before human beings were created. The same thing with the Voodoos, or spirits, or deities, whatever you call them, genies, or whatever you decide to call them, or whatever your culture call them, or the name that you know for them. They had always been in existence from the very beginning of creation. If there was ever a time that the world was created, then they were all in the creation at the time of creation. That's why sometimes the Ewe's call Vodus Mau. You know, it's yesterday when I went to buy a gas, I met this guy. I think he's a church going man, and they believe that they know God. So he saw my logo on my car, African Magic Temple. So we were all waiting. The gas wasn't coming. They brought the truck. They were filling the underground tank, or the tanks. So we were waiting. He approached me. Am I from the African Magic Temple? I said yes. Then he started to ask questions, and I told him that for me, I don't like religion. Religion always try to put people in a corner by telling them there is a man sitting above the clouds who is watching them, and they need to bow down to him. So for me, the word worship and the word religion, these two words, I don't like it, and I don't like using them because it fools people. Then in our conversation, he was saying if I am saying that the spirits are, I don't know, but something like that. And it's like who created me, or who created? I asked who created the creator. If there is somebody there, who created him? Then I think we locked up there, because it was a difficult question to say who created the creator. But you see, most of the time, human beings have forgotten that it was a human being who created God. It's not God who created human beings. It's rather human beings who created God. That's why the Arab God, his behavior looked like the Arab people's culture. The Japanese God, he eats Japanese food. Does not eat kokonte. Because it was created by their culture, so he only eat their type of food. The white man's God also dressed like the white man. Eh? Yeah, he drinks wine. Okay? Then the African people, or especially the Ewe people, our God, he eat jeble, and he drink goat like soup. Eh? And drink apio competition. Eh?
Yes.
So it is human being who has created God in their own image. So the Arab's God is in the image of the Arabs, and then the Ewe people's God is also in the image of the Ewe people. And we sing Ewe song to him. We dance Agbaja and other Ewe dances for our God. The Arabs don't dance Agbaja for their God, because it is not in their culture. So when you go deeper into philosophy, you will come to understand that it is human being who has rather created God, and not that God created man. That's why every culture has a different way of worshipping or approaching the divine entity. However, these entities that we human beings have created are entities that are existing already. No one created them, they are all existing. But then, when we discover them, then we attribute our cultural ways to them in order to make it easier for us to be able to relate to them. We give them our names. Are you going to follow me? We give these entities the names we call for spirits in our local language, or we may encounter them and ask them what name should we call them. Then they give us names that we can understand, that, oh, call me like this, and I will respond. And most of the time the names will be in our local language, so that we can relate to them and be able to work with them. Like in the case of our patron deity, Akai, and also Jopata. The moment you mention the name Jopata in your Ewe language, if you are an Ewe person who understands Ewe language, automatically you know what that entity does, what its qualities and attributes and everything. Automatically you will know. But supposing they call it Bajabali, okay, supposing he give you the name, say his name is Bajabali. Now you are going to try to find out what is the meaning of Bajabali, which is not from your language. So these entities are there. They are all the creators of this universe of nature. They are all part of the creation, and they are all part of the who created the world. It's like when you are building a house, you have a mason, you have a laborer, you have people who bring water, you have all these people, but they all put together to build a house. All of them have contribution in building the house, but most of the time people will say, oh, it is this foreman, even the foreman who is actually not doing any hard work. His name is the one they will give to, the one who came to build the house. They forgot about the masons, the bricklayers, the carpenters, all kind of people who would not be really become very relevant, but the person who took the contract becomes the person everybody saw is this man who built the place. But if you go deeper into it, he himself has not even hold one single hammer. Okay? So these entities are existing already in nature, and they are all gods. That's why Ewe sometimes call them Vodus are Mawu. That's why some places, if they want to ask you, how are your spirits? They will say, oh, well, how are your Mawus? Because they are all spirits. So all these entities have been existing in creation already before we human beings who were able to tap into them and know them. So when you have a spirit like this Abochi that is existing somewhere, then you have the knowledge now to what things to put together, the items to put together to create a device where Abochi can now work through that device and connect with you. Just like how the internet waves, radio waves, television waves and all this had been in the air from the very beginning of creation. It's not only now that they came, but it is human mind, the development of a human mind to create a device, to create a tool, and this tool will be able to attract these waves so that you can now use them for positivity or use them for whatever you want to use them. Because with the naked eyes, you can't see the TV waves traveling in the sky. But that doesn't mean they are not there. You cannot see radio waves traveling in the sky. But that doesn't mean radio waves are not there. But when you create a device like a radio, then you'll be able to trap the frequencies and create them into sound. And then you will be able to use it for your own benefit. It is how you want to use it. It's now up to you. The same thing, electricity is inside water. Electricity is inside water. It's in rivers. It's in the sea. It's in everything. But when you enter that sea or water, the electricity can catch you because it is not been processed in a way to bring out light. But when hydro machines are being put to let this water spin the turbines, and the turbines will create energy that will create electricity. Now you get electricity out of the water, because if the electricity isn't inside the water, the turbines can generate this thing on their own. But because of the water's energy that forces this thing, that's what creates the electricity. So everything in nature had been there from the very beginning of creation. But for the human mind to be able to comprehend and achieve and have a knowledge and wisdom to put a device in order to attract that particular energy or frequency is what is the discovery. So when our ancestors were noticed that by putting certain herbs together, a particular entity will come and begin to communicate with you. How they got to know all this, I cannot tell because I was not there. I'm only following in their footsteps. What they left behind is what we are following. Unless, of course, if a particular energy or spirit or entity comes to me and tell me that, oh, use this, use that, and do this, and then you will get a result. Like when we were creating Toby Damalie, I think I told you people some idea about the process. The tree was in my house at a Zume. That time we didn't make that place a Zume. It was just a tree that was growing there. Then one day my friend came and said, hey, this tree is a powerful tree, but then if you want to be able to let it work, you need to do this, you need to do that. So I said, oh, then let's do it. Then we will start putting the things together, to attach to the tree. So we put them all together. We attached to the tree. Then I said, okay, if you really have power, catch the, if you are really a spirit now that these are the things that will be added to you, then you can work. Then be catching the chicken in the house. If any chicken come and pass under, you catch them. Okay? Then I forgot. The thing was there. Even we have not even put anything around it. One day some pastors visited me. And then when they came, they saw that I kill animal and blood and all this thing. Then they came, so you don't have to leave this open like this. You have to come by and say, I'm in my house, and this is my voodoo. If you come to my house, it's not you who will tell me how to keep my spirit, because I'm not keeping it for you. I'm keeping it for myself. And then we had some argument over that. I said, no, I'm in my house. I've not put it on the street or in anybody's house. It's in my house. So that's where it's supposed to be, and that's why I give it food. But when they left, after some time, I realized that my chickens became sick. They were getting sick in the house. Then I became angry. Why those chickens getting sick? Why are we not taking good care of them? They are eating and doing everything. They are taking medicines and everything. So how come the chicken are sick? Then the spirit Damalia reminded me that, but you say I should be catching the chickens. So that means the work I had given it, by putting the items together, the herbs and all this, part of Damalia has even a fishing net. We used to have a snail shell where we write message and put us like a post office, and then you post the message in there, and then you send it with fire, gunpowder. 15 minutes is too long. The matter finish. So by putting this entity or putting these materials together, I created a device. It's not a modern device of electronic device, but it is African electronics. Let's call it African electronics or Ewe Vodu electronics. I have created a connection between nature and the entity which I put there, and then it started working. And because of how it started working seriously, this was the reason why we have to fence it, so that other things, children or animals cannot be going near it, whereby it will be killing. So I had to beg it. So no, I see that you are working, so please stop killing the chickens from me. So spirits are already, every spirit is already in nature. It is only up to you how to discover it. There are so many other spirits that human beings have not yet even discovered. That doesn't mean they don't exist. Sometimes you'll be working, these spirits will also be passing and realize that you are doing something. They will put their hands in. If they see that you are doing a good work, they will come and pass there, and then they support. That's why sometimes when you are doing rituals, you give food, you throw it outside. And sometimes when those spirits come, after you do a major ritual, few days later you realize that your animals get sick or they die. Then you are complaining that I have just fed my spirits bear. Why this animal go on the negative line? It is your mind that is the key that opens their ability to work. So if you are having a negative mind and you are always doubting, then the spirit will not be able to be active. It's not like you have to have faith. You have to be positive minded, because the human mind is the one that directs all these energies to be able to work or not to work. That's why somebody may get a voodoo, but the voodoo will not be working for them because their concentration and the focus, they are not able to work. Take for instance, Tobe Black. Sometimes when we send you people to do it, you do it because you are not very sure the rain will fall. But when you do it with a strong mind and at the right, correct time, the rain will not fall. It can be dark and the drops can start coming down. But when you put it down, the rain will hang in the sky and it will not come down. Yeah. So it is all your mind. Because we are living here in Ghana. Somebody in America wants you to work for them because they have a challenge. Yes, the formula is there. You put the formula, but your mind during the process or the ritual is very, very important. That you put your mind on the process, that what you are doing, you are guilty, your sentence has been reduced to this number. Because if the person told you himself that he is guilty, and he has already accepted that he is guilty to the court, so now you plead with the spirit, so that the person who is going to give the judgment or the verdict must now have a compassion, a leniency on that person. And these are the ways that the human mind is able to work, because it's all frequency. That's why I was saying that witchcraft is like you have your flow of frequency. Let me use that waves of frequency, which you are thinking parallel. But someone or some other people whose frequency is not parallel to yours came and interfered into your parallel frequency and or waves. So it has to now become wavy. It's no more parallel. It becomes like this. Then you begin to experience up and down in situations in your life. Then you ask the oracle, what should I do to change my situation? And the moment the oracle told you that there are witches in it, that means you have to do something and straighten your waves again, or whatever is influencing that frequency. You have to find a way to get rid of it so that your waves can be straightened again. This is quite deep spirituality I'm teaching this morning, but that is how it works. And these all are not things that we are hearing, things that are practical, we are practicing, and we are seeing it in our everyday life. Yes, are you satisfied with my answer?
Yes. So, Baba, you just talked about witchcraft.
Yes.
And how witchcraft can affect your frequency.
Yes.
So, can someone be a witch against themselves?
Yes, you can. Because when you can be a witch against yourself. That's why when you are doing a reading, sometimes they say you are this person who envy yourself. Most of the time, it's people who are very unappreciative of things. When nature is helping and blessing you with things, and yet still you keep complaining that everything is not good, that is when you are becoming a witch against yourself. There are people, let's say somebody set up a factory. Maybe the day they came before seeing you, or when they were in life, they were having some challenges. They were not where they were at that time. But things started changing in their lives slowly. And maybe they were not even having a bicycle. But now they are able to buy a motorbike. Okay? At one time in their life, they were not having a bicycle. But now they bought a motorbike. And they are riding this motorbike. But they keep telling themselves that things are not good. That means they have forgotten where they were coming from to where they have now reached. What we are supposed to say normally is that things are moving on well forward, but it is not where I want to be. I want to be ahead. By making that kind of statement, you are appreciating what you are having, but you want more. Huh? You want more, but something is here now, but it is not what you want. You want more, which is okay. And the efforts that you had put into it before getting to where you are, if you add more effort into it, you will move forward. But by being here, looking at where you are coming from, and still complaining that nothing is good, nothing is working, nothing is good, your inner self, your destiny, your essay will be angry with you. And that is when you become a witch against yourself. It is always good to appreciate nature when things are happening. Even if it is not where you want to be. You can see the changes. Then you say, oh, we'll be chopping this one first before we say, oh, it is not good, so we want more. Which one is in this story? Because it's who always asks for more. Oliver Twist. He always asks for more. But Oliver Twist is not saying that he has not gotten what he is eating, but he wants more, which is good. But saying that I have not seen anything, I have not gotten anything. Meanwhile, you got something. You are becoming a witch against yourself. And if things are not good at all and you are in that situation, there's nothing wrong by saying that, oh, my situation is not good at all. Which means you are totally down, you have not made any progress. It is okay to say so, but if you have seen that you have made a progress, maybe somebody was living in a rented house all their life. Now they are able to buy land and they put a small building on it and they move into it. Okay, that structure they put on it is not a big structure, it's not such an elaborate or what they wanted. But now they are no more paying rent, they are no more under any landlord. They are their own landlords now. And still they are complaining that nothing in my life is working. Nothing in my life is working. Have you forgotten the time you were in somebody's rented house and every month you are afraid how to rent, how to pay rent? So showing that gratitude towards nature and things that are happening in your life also sometimes encourage the spirit world to move you forward, to give you progress. So it is always advisable that people should appreciate what they have and ask for more. There's nothing wrong in asking for more. Since we moved into this house, we have not completed it, but we are always enjoying here. Are we not? We make all our parties and everything in this house. Even though the house is not completed, we are living in it comfortably. We tell ourselves we are going home. Is it not?
It's complete.
Yeah. So somebody says, oh, because I've not completed the house, I don't like. No. You should appreciate what you have and still ask for more to progress. This is how a person can be an enemy to himself or to herself. Okay, so do we have anything? I think we have a TikTok and we have so many people here. We have Bra Kwaku say, please location. Bra Kwaku, good morning to you. Our location is in Accra on the Spinters Road. You can go into Google Map and you will get our location. Sometime when you call our office number, which is also in our profile, my daughter will be the one who will pick the call. It does not mean that it is not us. Once she picked it up and it is our number that you call, you have reached Africa Magic Temple. Thank you very much. So you can look for the location in the Google map, Africa Magic Temple. You will definitely find us. Are we still using generator?
Yes.
There's no light has come here. Let Tony.
Sila.
Let Tony go to check again, because we have been using since almost about 3 hours. We are on ReVodution, Voodoo, education, and who came? Nobody yet. Okay, maybe there's nobody there yet. The Sila came on the ReVodution?
Yes.
But it's not there. We can't find her, or she just joined. Did light come? Okay, but I think the fuel we have can last us till tomorrow morning. Okay, no problem. That's okay. Okay, let's go continue. Okay, we were able to catch Silas getting so we have on ReVodution Voodoo education, we have Sila Ameji, my daughter-in-law, that's saying good morning, Papa. Please, can two Voodoo have the same name? I don't know whether two Voodoos can have the same name. Maybe there's possibility that they can have a similar name, but they cannot be exactly the same. They can. I don't think they can have the same name. But one Voodoo can split into many parts, because spirits are not bounded by time, place, or distance, or by human. They can be here and they can be anywhere at any time. So one Voodoo can be at many places at different times, because they are not limited. So, but then it may not be two Voodoos. It is the same Voodoo, but it is in different places at the same time. Yeah, that is possible. And then Sila went on to say, and do the same work, please. Yes, there are so many Voodoos who do the same work. They have different names, but they all do the same work. So sometimes you will see that in a shrine, a person has a Voodoo. All of these Voodoos are Voodoos that do attraction, either for business or for the human beings in general. They are different Voodoos, but they are almost doing the same work. So when you are doing the work, you involve them all, so that each one will put their hand or their energy into it, so that whatever you want to do, you can accomplish it successfully. Like at Africa Magic Temple, we have so many Voodoos that are for court cases. And so when we get a court case, that someone who is going to court and has some challenges, legal challenges, so we put them all together. We don't just send only one. We may ask this one, whatever it wants, we give. Then also, before we will even start the work, we'll ask the oracle what Voodoo can do this way. And the oracle will tell us, okay, use this Voodoo. But even though we will use that particular Voodoo, we also use this other Voodoos who do the same work so that they all put their energy together to get a successful answer or result. So there are different Voodoos who can be doing the same work. That's why when you go to different shrines, they have a different Voodoo, but the work that somebody may do with this Voodoo for you, you go to another shrine with a different name, different shrine, with different Voodoo, they will do the same thing for you if the Voodoo is real. But most of the time, people put mounted things just to scare you, so that when you go to the shrine, you are already afraid of all this. I think our brother, our son, Bokor also has created, Bokor Chibuzo has created a Bubu Yaya in very beautiful. If you see a Bubu Yaya that they made. Then I said, oh, if I get my village, I will invite the person who was the sculptor, the artist, to come to build some for me. It's serious. So if you see the Bubu Yaya, you will see. But they made a mistake because they did not see the incantation. They couldn't get the incantations completely. So, but if they had understood the incantation, they would have not made it that way. But I corrected them. See your movie. The person, I think people who use the clay and mud are called sculptures. Yes, the person did a wonderful work. See, you can watch it. See, that's a movie.
One
So some people build a Voodoo, and the real Voodoo is just something small, which is herbs. But somebody can build it. The moment you get there, you are scared, and that's the one that a lot of people want to see. They want to see Voodoos that are scary. Then the moment you come there, you are afraid. African Magic Temple makes Voodoo practice very simple and very effective as well. It's not only simple, it's simple but very, very effective. You don't come to our shrine and see things that will frighten you, because you only see natural things, a tree, and they say this tree is a Voodoo. And maybe we only put a white cloth around it. And then you'll be wondering that, is this all that there is called Voodoo? But when you go there and send it to do some work, you get answers. We don't mount Voodoos. At African Magic Temple, most of the Voodoos that you not even see them, they are underground. So you walk over them, you drive over them, and you don't even see anything, because you think that, where are the Voodoos? They are there, they are watching you. It's only you who doesn't know where they are. They are watching you. The moment you stand at the gate, they are watching you even before you enter. So African Magic Temple actually makes Voodoo practice a very simple thing and not to be fearful. But also because in psychology, people fear things that they can see. And also sometimes things that they cannot see. So our people who practice Voodoo are very, very aware of this. That's why when a person wants to make a Voodoo, they made it in such a way that the moment you enter the shrine or you see the drawings, fear is already in you. And at the same time, you have the belief that, your problem can be solved here. Because with all these things that they have, no, my problem will be solved here. It's all psychology. Voodoo like a kind, I can put it in my pocket and go anywhere. And no one will know that this is a very powerful Voodoo. And wherever I go, I don't even need to bring it out. I can just call him and tell him that go and do this, and it will accomplish it. But this is all that it is. I can decide to build a very big, huge, holding a knife and a machete and axes and put danger all around its head and create something that when you see it, And they say that is Akai. You yourself, you believe that that's Akai. But this is all that it is. But it is. This one has worked for almost plus 30 plus years with me. And when I really want to give birth to Senna, he is the very Voodoo who told me that Senna will be born and nothing will be wrong with him. And today Senna has been born, and Senna is talking about spiritual things and reaching heights around the world. And this is all that was the one who said I shouldn't worry. And it's the same Voodoo that when I had the boat accident in Philippines, it's the same one who came out of the water, materialized himself into a fiscal being, lifted the boat. The same thing. But this is all that it is, because when I carry it, you don't even know that I'm carrying anything. Unlike where you see Voodoo that make his eyes, even you see the eyes, you yourself will be scared. I don't make my Voodoos like that, because for me, I deal with Voodoo on the level of partnership. We are partners. They are partners in the spirit world, and they are partner in the physical world. What I can do on the physical plane, I will do it, and then I let them continue with their own on the spiritual plane, because I cannot go into the spiritual plane. I can only be here on the physical plane, while I have a link through them in the spiritual plane. Yeah, so that's what it is. Voodoo worshiping, or whether you call it worshiping or practice, when you practice and it is very practical and you are seeing result, it's so interesting that you can say things and they happen. And that is what is satisfying. Someone is in trouble, is dying, and you tell your Voodoo that go and get the person's spirit and bring back to me. You give them time. The person is lying in the hospital. You are in your shrine or at your altar, and you send the Voodoo to go and look for the person's soul. Wherever the soul is going, they should go and tell it to return. And the Voodoo goes, or the spirit goes, and found that person's soul, which is ready to leave the physical body, catch it, bring it back, and you now tie that soul through your spiritual power, tie it to the sick person's body, and then slowly, the sick person begins to get well, and the moment he becomes well or she becomes well, the thing cut off, and that means his soul has re-entered into the body. We have done this in many times, and then we have records of it. Some are on video and all that. And so, like the woman who was brought by the brother some time back at around 11 p.m. They brought her, come and lie her down on the cardboard. And we put water and the herbs together. We were there when she woke up and she didn't even know where she was. And we told them to come back so that we can continue, but they said the husband said that she will not go back, so they should go to church. And they took her to church and she died there. So this, when you do Voodoo work and you see results, no one can deceive you again and tell you that what you are doing is evil. And you keep believing in what does not exist. You continue believing that Jesus is my Savior. Yes, I thank Jesus. Meanwhile, you are suffering. You don't have money to buy food for yourself and children. You can't pay your children's school fees. But then every day you are saying that I thank Jesus, I thank Jesus. For what? I mean, reality is there before illusions are there and pretending. You don't have food. Things are hard for you. You are begging for food from people and you say, I thank Jesus. No, Jesus will provide. Provide from where? Jesus will provide from where? You are sick, you cannot get healing. And you say, oh, you are praying to a mighty God, and you are dying. Hey, I'm not saying people will not die. People will die when it comes to their time. But there are things that come at the wrong timing. And if you have the knowledge and the wisdom, you can change the situation. just like what they call in English emergency. When somebody has had accident and they are almost about to die, if they rush them to emergency ward, hopefully sometimes they become alive. That's the same thing happening in Voodoo. Somebody is at the verge of death. They only have one breath to take and they die. But Voodoo can go and bring this person back. And sometimes you don't even understand how. You don't even understand how. Yeah, it's something beyond our explanation. Because we are not gods, we are just spirits. We are just human beings, not spirits. So, so we don't know. But if you work with a Voodoo that is very active and very real, and it's not an imagination, it's not a dream that people say they have a Voodoo Sobodisa. And every time people are dreaming and they say that they have gone on astral traveling. If every dream is an astral traveling, then what is the real dream and what is the real astral traveling? You know? So people keep deceiving themselves that they are practicing spirituality, but it's just illusion and dreams. They are not really, everything they are saying is just their own imagination. No practical, no real practical thing, but they believe in themselves that they are practicing spirituality. But when you come to African Magic Temple and we do things for you, you see the results. Even by doing a common consultation, if you are a very wise person, you realize that these people, they know what they are doing. Because what we didn't know, we would tell you, didn't tell us, but we will tell you all before you even come to tell us. And that alone proves how authentic and how real we are. And Voodoo practice, for me, that's why I'm teaching everybody who is willing to learn, because it is a way of life that only nature can tell the whole story. Yes, because flood is coming. Let's say a flood is coming and the water is gulping people's houses. And you put a choti, you say words and you peg a choti down and say the water, when it reaches here, it should not cross this this peg. And the water, no matter how rain is falling or things are happening, the water just stopped there. It's not. It's going to other people's house. When you're home, it stopped there. And what would you say? If you like, go and be praying prayer and say Jesus should stop the water and see whether the water will stop. Do never. Otherwise, the people who are going to be doing crusade and rain beat them well, and they carried their canopy and everything. Where was Jesus? Where was Jehovah? I mean, it's just a question I'm asking. Where was Jesus? Where was Jehovah? All that prayers, where was it? Where was the Bible? Whereas in Voodoo, you can put these practical things down within a short time and it works. So, me now say Voodoo practice is wisdom. Knowledge and wisdom. Yeah. That's all that it is. And of course, our colonizers didn't want us to know, so they told us that there's Jesus somewhere that is going to help you. Meanwhile, white people are killing black people, and Jesus, the black people are calling Jesus. And Jesus didn't come to them. And white people are killing them all the time. So the white man is calling Jesus. You black man too, you are calling Jesus. Who should Jesus save now? No, a lot of black people die miserable deaths because they were believing that God was coming, Jesus was coming to save them. And the person who is committing the atrocity on these people was the one who told them that there is Jesus. That is your Savior. It's very painful sometimes when you think about it, but you know, I'm sorry to say, but the black man is not very clever. So we cannot see between the line what is truth and what is lie. Maybe because of our challenges with poverty, we cannot see very well. But then, even if we say poverty, is it not the wealth of this world? Is it not in the black man's land? Why is it that all the gold, diamonds, and everything, even to say today, oil, gas, are in our land, and yet still we are begging for food? And the people who we are worshiping as gods will come and take it away, and we will still remain here and be begging God to give us food. Meanwhile, the thing is with us. And these are the very people who gave us the God. They will come and steal from us, and we still beg them that they should give us some. Meanwhile, it is our land that has it. So this is why I say sometimes I feel very sorry for the black man. We are, whether we are smart or we are not clever, I don't know. Somehow, something is wrong with us. It's very painful that we have everything, yet still we are the poorest of the poor and always begging. And the people we are begging are coming to take things and develop their countries. That we hold on to the Bible because our hope is that one day we'll go to heaven where our Jesus and our God is waiting for us, and we will be enjoying without working. Meanwhile, the white man is working every day, the Chinese is working every day, the Indian man is working every day. It's only the black man who is always having hope in heaven that when he gets there, then everything's finished. Then you see some of the most stupid people say, I am heaven at last. And but in their own minds, they think they are very clever, you know. In their own mind, they thought that they are very, 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 very clever people, because they are trying to tell you that there's a heaven. You should believe. If you don't go, don't blame Jesus. Jesus himself, didn't they kill him?
They did.
Anyway, let's read some of the questions. We have a Tikal share the live, and then also Tikal share the live again. We have Ayite Uno saying great teaching. Thank you very much. Good morning to you, Ayite Uno. Thank you for joining the section. And then at Mubarak Bank says greetings, sir. Please, what are the products for? I had already spoken about them. They are for aura enhancement, attraction, and incense. The one is a soap, one is incense, another one is oil. They are all for spiritual attractions and to do spiritual work. That's what they are for. Thank you very much. And then we have Agbebibi sent us love you so much ×1. Thank you very much. And then Young Empire shared the live. And then we have a case. It says, so it is not like Haitian Voodoo. Okay, Haitian Voodoo came out of African Voodoo because the Haitians came from Africa. Haitian Voodoo came out of Ewe Vodu. The word Voodoo is Ewe word, it's not Haitian word. Because it's our people who took it there, so it can be called a Haitian word, but it's Ewe word, which means spirit or liberty. Yeah, so Voodoo is from Africa, it's not from Haiti. Then we have Kwame Sniper say, can I ask a question? Go ahead, Kwame Sniper. That's why we are here. You can ask a question. That's why we are here. So ask your question. And then we have King Solomon sent us a heart me ×1. And then King Solomon again said, we are not united. That's the problem. I agree with you 100%. We are not united because some want it easy. And if anybody is trying to do it the hard way, they will betray you. We always betray each other. It's only the black man who has problem. then we have Babalao Ifashino sharing the life, and then Agbevivi become the number 3 in the club. And then Kes was saying thanks and thank you to Kes. And then say Kes, I say I love your knowledge, Ababa. Thank you very much, Kes. Thank you. Please ask questions, then I can continue to be able to talk more. Okay, we have Bob McLaren said thank you, Papa, and thank you too. Thank you very much, Bob. And then Bob McLaren, what little differences exist between dwarfs and other entities in terms of physical stature, competence, and strength? Okay, just like human beings on the physical plane of the earth, people have different strengths. A child may have the strength of a child. An adult may have the strength of an adult. And somebody who you call a warrior may have the strength of a warrior. So it is in the spirit world. Each entity has its own limitation. And each entity or principality all have their limitations to some point, and each one has. Dwarfs are usually called elementary or elementals. Dwarfs and undines, which you may call mami waters or water body spirits. Salamanders, which you may call fire element entities, and then gnomes, which we call the earth-bound entities. Dwarfs fall into the category of gnomes, for they are on the physical plane, or not water, but on the earth. So they also have their works to do. But according to our ancestors, dwarfs, because they live in the land, on the land, and in the forests, in the mountains, they are very good in herbs and medicine, how to put herbs together to be able to create another source, to get an entity to work with. They can teach you which herbs to put, even if the entity may be higher than them. They will tell you what things to put together to create that entity, or to create an abode or a home for that entity to come and express itself, to give you a connection point. So dwarfs are physical, more of between physical and invisible. Visible and invisible world, they can materialize into physical world and at the same time metamorphose back into the spirit world. So that is the category of dwarfs. And then of course mami waters are also in the water side, and they also can materialize sometimes into physical condition and then also metamorphose back into this. But then there are other principalities that I would call the higher spirit, like a tron, or a tron, which is a deity. They are a little bit higher than the dwarfs, and they usually dwarfs work for the Etrons as errand agents who you want to send Etrons and send them to go and do some work and come back. So the dwarfs are called elementals. When I say elementals, they are more at the bottom of the spirit chain. Of course, yes, all of them are working, but then there's some higher that can be more, because AI is more like a spiritual thing than a scientific thing. But then it has not been defined that, so let us leave it there. Let us leave it. That's how spirit works. When you tell a spirit to go and find information for you, just like how you send AI, artificial intelligence, to go and find information on something. You give it direction that go here, and find this information for me. And then before you know, it comes all in a written form. You are reading it, and it is accurate. The same thing, Abochi is here. You say, okay, somebody, you go and find information, somebody who died about so many years ago, go and get the person, and that they want to communicate with the person. And before you know, Abochi comes and so I came with the person, and I brought some other family members, and then they are all here. And then we start asking the people, and somebody in the middle said their name is who is that person? Who is it in your family? You say, oh, that's my grandfather's brother. Then you begin to communicate with them, and then you ask the dead person or the spirit of the ghost and ask, why are you here? What do you have for your family? Then they say, oh, we want them to do this, do that, or this is what is going to happen, so they should do this and do that. And is it not AI? So you see, when you don't have real practical experience with spirituality, you always think that it is just a hoax. You always think that it's just a story. But maybe those of us who are so connected, they say we are crazy people. Maybe we are not normal. Maybe that's why we see things, or we work with things, and they are working with us, and practically things are changing. Yeah. So Bob, the dwarfs are in the category of elemental spirits. Yeah. Thank you very much. And there's so much written about elemental spirits on the net. You can find and read more. And then Bob McLaury went and said, in traveling abilities, I heard dwarfs don't travel or cross continental oceans easily like other bigger entities. I heard they can be captured by other bigger entities in the sea. I don't know very much, but my dwarfs travel with me to wherever I go. They cross oceans. They even come inside the aeroplane with me, and we go anywhere. We go to all other lands, even though those lands also have their deities and everything. But the dwarf that goes with me is working. My sons and the people we have given to dwarfs to, the dwarfs are working with them in the places they've taken them to. So people who are not real spiritualists create a lot of stories around spirituality. One, in order to put fear into you so that you cannot know, so they are only in control. The people that I have given dwarfs to, the dwarfs are working for them. There was a dwarf that I was taught to work with, which is Rocco. Rocco is a dwarf from Mount Rocco in Kobe. That's his main base. That's where that's what you call a base, Rocco. And when the time I know about Rocco, I didn't know so much about it, but the incantations that the Rocco had given were all in Japanese, but we wrote them in English with English alphabets. So I did not know whatever it was, but it mentioned about a mountain where his abode is called Rocco. That's why the dwarf was called Rocco. It was until when I was in Japan and started knowing more, then I know that there was a mountain in Kobe called Mountain Rocco, and that's where the dwarf came from. And then in the incantation, you know, the Japanese call God, another name for God is, the sun god is Amaterasu. Amaterasu. And then in Rocco's incantation, there was Amaterasu in that incantation. So I'm living in Ghana, in Accra, Tema, and I'm talking about this spirit and communicating with it. Meanwhile, the spirit is far away in, the dwarf was very far away in Kobe. But then it can come and work with you and go. Because spirits are not limited. So when people say that a spirit cannot cross rivers and oceans, yeah, maybe they are, but the spirits that I work with, most of them do not have any limitation as such. And that's why last week people were talking about spirits going on break, that they have gone into godhood to go and make account. Me, my spirits, they never told me they have gone into godhood to make any account to any god. We work with them all through the year, and everything is going on. Yeah, so I don't know. Some people say when the big rain fall, that's the time they left, and then the next big rain will fall before they will come back. But my spirits, I work with them almost every day, whether it's rainy or shiny, we are working. So I don't know. Maybe I am different. Because honestly, I don't also follow the order of other spiritual or Ewe Vodus, the way people have them, the pantheon of Vodus. That's not what I follow. I have my own spirits that I work with. Some of them, I put them together myself, and they are working with me, and they are very active. Yeah. I think the question is here finished. When you get a voodoo from African Magic Temple and the voodoo itself is made for you, when you are initiated into it, they vibrate you. You can see when we call them to show whether they have accepted the initiation. They come with vibration and other things to prove that their presence is there. But when you get the voodoo as a voodoo created for you and you start working with it, that's when you see how powerful voodoo, or how interesting voodoo work is. For us, we are enjoying it. That's why we are still doing it. Yeah, we are enjoying it. If we are not enjoying it, we will not be following it. How come this phone is also having low battery? It's also not good. It's having a poor connection, but it's okay. There's nobody. Some people came. Is it?
It's just to post it.
Some
Like,
you posted.
no, please, people on the X.
Oh,
Just-
they are posting.
Yes.
So it's not for us. It's general.
Yes, please. It's
Okay.
just like Facebook and news feed.
Okay. Me, I'm not good in these things, so I don't.
I think they are posting about the flood.
And I said there's a flood going on around. We will pray. Okay, Sila. Okay. Again, on ReVodution Voodoo Education, we have Sila Amechi. Please, do we have soul traveling in Ewe spirituality? I cannot tell. Maybe soul traveling. That one is ayahuasca problem. The people who are using drugs or chemicals or some plants to enhance their own spirituality, they lost consciousness and they say they have traveled, soul traveling. We don't do it in Ewe spirituality. I don't, because the ones so far, the Ewe spirituality that I have encountered and practiced, I've not seen soul traveling. However, I cannot tell for everybody. There's a possibility that someone somewhere is teaching about soul traveling, because one thing you should understand, that in real voodoo, we do not use drugs to enhance any spiritual practice. Whether to say you have to smoke ganja and be high before you be able to communicate with the spirit. No, you must be in your